Absolutely. And the last takeaway I also mentioned, and after that we will start to have this jump to the Q&A section, and there's a lot of exciting questions came on all the way. So we'll be start answering this question to bring direct value. So what is the present problem you're having in your project? So that's an excellent project problem came on, work problem came on. So we started to go through one by one and then give you personalized value. It doesn't mean that we know everything, but we just old enough to face the same problem what you go through, and we're going to tell about from what we face and how we deal with that and how we're still dealing with it to make it better solution as well too. So what we're going to tell is coming from the hand. Like I said, Miguel said that we are here because only one reason that we want to give you the value without asking anything back, because we want to give you our experience so you can come along and execute in your projects, so you can make a difference for your life and you can make this world a better place. That's something we care, because we want to live with you in that better place too as well. That is all I want paying back. So last key takeaway before I start this one. So keep asking questions. We have two being behind. She's keep looking at your questions. If you have any part of your question you want to ask by voice, so go ahead and ask the hotlines. And the last key takeaway I'm going to mention about ask advice. Asking advice is one of the very important things. You have a problem in your project, ask your mentor. You don't have a mentor, asking the social hub. You have a problem, you can send an email to the amazing student organizers and ask for advice. You can ask your teachers, or you can ask your senior brothers who probably have knowledge. So build that mindset and habit of asking questions. And when you start to ask questions, and one more thing, when you asking question, ask question to your customer who are going to be part of your projects. So that is one of the amazing ways you can keep building your product innovation, because they're going to give you feedback, they're going to give you something. But one thing you need to do, you need to learn about how to filter them as well. So maybe some of the feedbacks or answer is not good enough. So this is something you have to keep going through. When you keep going through and you meet more problems, and then you build your knowledge set, and then your filter in your brain will get more trained up. And then you can bring up more better thing, and you can, but build, if you're young, build a habit of asking advice. So that will bring you to the next level where you can learn more better what to filter this advice to. Do you want to add something?
Absolutely. No, you just get six possibilities in your hands right now to grow your business. Just in a moment, you're talking 6 options aside of the one we've been talking before. So my advice will say, do not waste all these opportunities that you have near you, because there is nothing to waste here. I mean, I fully believe it. It's absolutely zero to waste, and most important, time is limited. We did not talk today about time too, but you cannot waste too much time. Doesn't matter how old or how young you are. Time is very limited, so you need to keep acting. Absolutely.
Exactly. Time is the biggest asset of your life. Think about how many time you spend on looking at the Facebook videos, or you really for the entertainment or learning. If you're watching this video, yes, you're valuing the time because you're learning, because you're learning from experience. So that's great. But how many times do you watch a video like this? And how many time you spend on entertainment? So learn how to use the time. So that's the reason we give you a deadline of Vietnam's amazing student, 1 month to build your micro project. It's a sprint. So you learn how to optimize and how to be more efficient. So now we're going to jump to the Q&A sections, and we got a lot of like 6-7 questions. I'm gonna filter some great questions as well too. With the Q&A section is still on, go into the video and keep answering, and keep calls to the hotline so we can also answer your question too. The first question is this. So we have to interview our customer. Yep. So we have to interview our customer for Vietnam's amazing student. Yep. But due to Corona, we cannot meet them in person. How we can interview them?
Well, we need to adapt. I would say we need to adapt. We are not flexible. We are not just a piece of wood that you cannot do anything. Even wood can be flexible. So, with this virus situation, this webinar we are doing now, this presentation, this video we are doing, was not expected. We expect to have a big presentation in front of many people, face to face, everybody, and sharing and having some drinks together. But we need to adapt. So let's do the video instead so people can watch from home or globally. I would say you can, if you cannot visit your customer, you can call via telephone. You can have a Facebook or a Skype or online talk with your better device. You can email them a questionnaire. with your questions that I recommend not to be very, very long, because if everybody is busy working, if it's a 5 pages document, sometimes, wow, it's difficult and you want a real answer. I would say if I'm your customer, I will be excited to know that you really want to talk to me and you are considering options because of the coronavirus. It's okay, what anyone, and you tell them, listen, Mr. John, I'm calling you today because I'm really interested in coming and talk to you about this project I need to interview, but on this coronavirus, do you feel appropriate for me to come? Yes or no? If the customer say yes, problem solved. If the customer say no, let them choose in which way they can help you. Email, questionnaire, video call, maybe we can talk to some staff, maybe we can share a coffee out of working hours. That's your options, plenty of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So you have to really learn about how to adopt and how to improvise. So these are the two important things in your life. Everything you want to achieve, to set a goal, maybe you want to do it in that way it's in your mind, but there will be always some exception. And so that's why you need to learn how to improvise and how to adapt. So look, what we have done, we adapted the situation. Normally we run the workshops. We're not doing it right now. So now I want to give you value on this one. I understand maybe your projects can do a lot of online calls and you can do an interview. Then what you can really focus on this one is this. I'm going to tell you about this one. How you can really focus on this one. Because when you want to do a project, when you want to collect an input, so one thing is very important. You have to do a proper sampling. Do a sampling. Because the sampling value, the quality of the sample define the best. I'm going to tell you one thing. You did a 1 million interview and you did 20 interview only. But this is completely random all over the world. But you're building a solution for Vietnamese student. And so here we have only 20 Vietnamese students and this is random all over the world. This is much more accurate for your solution design planning than this one, because this solution is this sample is small but much more targeted where you're going to do it. But this one is going to be a lot more wrong because it's all over the world. It's random already. So this is my key takeaway. So if you want to do, let's say even your project, first step, you can do an online survey and collect the feedback. You can use a Google form and put your question and you can send it to them. But now, next step of hack. No, I cannot just do it because I have to have a personalized feedback. Then in this case, you do a proper sampling. You select the 20 to 15, even this 15, and you get the right exact customer segment. You get their email address, you get their phone, and you get their Facebook ID, and you have the details. Put it in an Excel file, and then you send it to them. You can even pick the sampling which are you already know, because when you have people already know you know already, they're probably going to answer you faster. Let's say Miguel and me know each other. He sent me an email. I'm going to try to just as soon as I see the email. But if I don't know Miguel, maybe it'll take a few days to answer. So that's the way you have to be an urgent, right? Because you have a timeline to get the input done. So you pick the sample, even as a small amount. Make sure that those are very related to your project. And then you actually send them an email, and then you can make calls, or even you can get a Facebook ad. Maybe this person already a Facebook friend. If it's not a Facebook friend, you can add the person, and you can send a link and say, hey guys, I really need your input because we are doing a social project for Vietnam's Amazing Student Contest. It's a social impact development project, so your input will be very, very valuable because it will help us to solve the problem. Bam! Add that piece of description with your survey, because if you don't add this one, nobody doesn't understand what's the value of your survey. Another hack, if you have a team, if you have a 5 question, you can even call the person. Facebook Messenger costs nothing because the world is so amazing, right? Think about it, you and me live in the world when we're making international calls.
No telephones at home.
No telephone at home. And then when there is a telephone came in, it cost us $3
Very
to
expensive, very
$5 to have a call. I remember I was making a call to my uncle,
Yes.
and my mom was holding the timer. As soon as I'm gonna be 50 seconds, I'm gonna raise you a hand, and you're gonna cut. You said thank you, and you ring it up.
Yes.
As soon as it becomes 1 minute, 1 second, it's gonna be another $5.
Correct.
So please don't make us spend that much.
That's it.
That is the world we live. First there was no telephone, when the telephone came in, it's just that expensive.
Correct.
And now you can get it for free. Absolutely for free. Everybody sharing all information in Facebook. So you can even make the call in Messenger, Facebook Messenger, and you can ask the people, hey guys, I want to have you 5 minutes, which time are you free? And then you just call that time.
Free is important. Free is very important.
Free is very important, and it's absolutely free. It's like a dream. It's like a dream. It's like impossible thing happening right now. Because we coming from the world where there is even not a telephone.
No, it's a big change on generation. Not to say that we are very old or no, but we live in a time there that the only possibility is go and play face to face and go to the street and play with the ball there, or make a phone call once a month and cutting on time because it was very expensive, people looking at there. And now you see all the tools you have now. We just mentioned on the video several tools there at your service anytime, 24/7. You don't need to. You can call anytime and everything is connected. So I would say it would be stupid not to use it. And what I taught in many of my trainings, stupidity has no limit. You can be stupid forever, even increasing the stupidity. You can become more stupid day by day. So don't get it correct. Don't get into that game. Just take these tools, the one that you think your customers prefer. That's it. Maybe you don't love Facebook very much, but if your customers want, you have to adapt. And that's it.
So again, just a key takeaway for you: if you say that I'm having problem to interview my people over the Facebook, I would say it's an excuse. It's definitely it's very possible. There's not a single people in the world who doesn't use right now Facebook, in particular in Vietnam. So again, don't focus about the big quantity, okay? Focus about the right sample. Pick like 10 to 20 people who are very right for your projects, and then you can see that you make sure that they have a Facebook criteria, and then you can you can send them the survey links. By the way, do not make 20, 30, 50 questions. You don't need that. Focus about 5 to 10 max questions. So one thing, you can send them the link, they can answer, or you can just make a messenger call and you ask them the question and you input in your Excel file or in Google form on their behalf. It's much easier, right? Because some of the time people a little bit like not really willing to put an input. So but you can make a call and you can input in your form on their behalf. And then more importantly, hey, this is very important. So when you do that sampling, in the next week video, you make sure that you explain in your video how did you create an amazing sample. How did you make an amazing sample with like 10 to 15? Why your sample is so perfect with 10 to 15 people? Explain in this one, put in your weekly video, and that is gonna be a hammer amount of point for you. That's my hat. That will be a lot of bonus point for you from the judges to you because you did the right sampling. You start to be creative. You start to think about how to solve problems. So focus on this one.
If you get out of what the average is doing, is playing here. Once you do a little bit better, you're already starting to be there. And if this not work, let's try another one. But from there, you keep moving up. And so sometimes it's not to do crazy things, it's just to be a little bit better than the average. An average doing just flat at 0 level. So let's go up and get 30 degrees, see what happened there. That's the good zone where business, with customers will think and interact with you too. And that's your call, it's in your hands. So nobody else can do it, only you.
Great. So the next question, I'm going to pick this one. The next question came on that how to manage the workflow in CPF efficiently. So I'm going to answer this one on here. So in the CPF pack, you have an Excel file. So I'm going to give you very thing, okay? Take this one, put in your brand, and you're going to smash this one, and you're going to be one of the best in this season of Vietnam's Amazing Student. So this is where, make sure that your PCF pack you can edit. If you don't have an edit permission, send an email to the organizer because there will be by accidentally the Google or form forget to give you an access. Every one of your PCF pack you have and should be an access edit permission of your team. Okay, make sure that if you are a leader, you have an access. Make sure that every of your team member has an access of your or PCF pack, and then continuously update in your PCF pack. So how you can do? I'm going to tell you. Okay, you have to update PCF pack constantly to make sure that it's very, very up to date. So in the PCF pack, you have something like this.
Yeah. Me. Yeah. Let's take this out.
So in the PCF pack, you have something like this. You have IDs, you have an action, and then you have tips, and then you have status, and then you have to have a winner. Action, tips. It's actually so easy, guys. Whatever is the action here, the tips already describing you what to do to make sure that you have a great action done. So make sure that you read all the tips, understand all the tips. If you don't understand the tips, you can send an email to the organizer at office@healthrevolution.org and ask for explanation and give it to you. Or even you can, there is a resource how to use the PCF pack. There's a tutorial already been sent to you. You look through that PCF pack and you can understand too. So this is something very important. You read the action, read the tips, you complete that action, and you update the status to done. Alright? Make sure that also done, and then you can put some other notes here to make sure that, because notes are good, because that's the way you can explain that how did you do it so well, and maybe when the judge is going to read this one, they're going to give you more point. Again, one more hack. So that's the way you can move ahead from other team. Migo just was telling you that it's not a big difference, guys. It's a small thing can put you a lot more ahead of the game and make you a winner. And you want to win, right? You don't want to lose. There's a lot of teams who are very upset but not being into the project development round. You did it. So now you make the best out of it.
Right. We just have to check that there are several projects coming and bidding there. You are the only one who can impact in yours. Yes? So if you're starting to get a little bit higher than the rest, that's already a good one. So if you do impact in 3 or 4 points, imagine when you are, the average is flat here, you're already here on top there. And that's the idea. That's why we choose the final projects there. It's okay, we have to give it to these 1, 2, or 3 that are above the average. And that's in your hands. It's nothing I can do or the judge can do, and for sure the rest of teams will not do for you. You are the only one who can do that.
Yeah. Tip number 2, share the PCF pack to your mentor. Because when mentor look into your PCF pack, they can give you an advice. They can make sure that as a project leader, all the task has been done on the week. Okay. Tips number 3. This is something a lot more teams are not focusing and forgetting about this one, because they're forgetting about how important the public relation of your project. They have been so much amazing to create the project, but already tell other people, oh my God, that's the way you just terribly destroying your project. Please don't do that. Okay, so make sure that every week there is a deadline, right? Let's say you have, make sure that your video is ready at least 3 days before the deadline, okay? 3 days before the deadline. And then during these 3 days, or even you can do even 4 days even better. These 4 days before the deadline, you use your best possible effort to share that video to as many as people as you can. Put it on your Facebook timeline, target like 50, 100, 200 Facebook group, share the video to them, because when they see the video, they're gonna like, they're gonna view, they're gonna give you interaction. You may have a lot of inputs, and those all gonna be your community point. People always think that, oh, I got an outstanding project, I make a brilliant video. Okay, you get a point from the judge, this is 50%, but another 50% coming from the community. You got 20 views, or you have 200 views, or have 1,000 views. Who gonna win? Who already got 10,000 views? They're gonna win. They're gonna crush you. So you don't really want to be crushed, right? You make sure that you get a great public relation planning and share with a lot of people, so they know about your projects, they support you, they become your customers. They probably want to be sponsors. They want to be your investors in the futures. They're going to give you feedback from who you can learn as well. Maybe you even can get more friends as well too. So focus on that one. So that is why Vietnam's amazing student, 50% point come from the community. Community is a judge, right? Because if the community you think that your project is outstanding, but if your community telling that it's not outstanding, they don't like you. They don't want to give you a community. What does that mean?
Correct.
No. you're in the wrong.
You keep it secret. You have a fantastic video, it's excellent, you look it from all point of views, but nobody knows about it. Nobody can comment about it. You never share with anyone. So that's what we said before, it's your secret. You keep it secret in your safety box inside of you, but nobody has access to it. So we say we must focus in our customers, partners, mentors, people around you, your community there. That's what you are working the project for. So either you like it more, you like it less. This 50% on your score, it comes from this community. So you have to move from them and offer what these people is expecting. Then you get all the likes and all the good or bad feedback. Take the bad feedback and turn it into good one. That's when you success.
That's exactly. You've been thinking about, oh my God, they may be going to give me a bad feedback. They're going to give you a wrong feedback. They're going to tell my project is terrible. That's good. You need to learn that. You need to know that your project is terrible, so you know how you can improve. Where can you improve? When somebody makes, I hate your project, what is the shit? Like an example, they put a comment. You will ask the question back. Where is the shit? What do you think? What part is shit? How can he help you with that? Tell us to what we can improve. Transform your critiques to your supporter, or transform your critique to somebody who give you idea. Use that one. So let's say about we were transforming this video to many comments. A lot of people probably will give us a negative feedback. You're in there, and we'll ask them back. Okay, tell me what you can do. Do you want to be a trainer? Can you be a better trainer than us? If you are, just come over and help the other youth. That will be a point.
We are happy to sit down here and learn from better trainers. Because if you hear, we never say that we are the right, 100% right, or we are the best. No, that's a learning process. And we'll be very happy to come and take notes on the good things that other speakers or facilitators or coaches or trainers are doing. That's what I say, is a continuous learning process on everything we're doing. And more advices now we're giving today free of charge. We should start charging. Just if you take every single complaint or thing that you or your team are doing wrong, and you transform it into something positive, that's 100% successful. I've been applying this in hotel business for many years. Guests coming to complain and they leave me, Mikel, we're coming back again. We cannot believe what, but yeah, you have to tackle that complaint. And sometimes the customer is right. It's nothing wrong about seeing the complaint if you transform and learn from that and don't do it back again. So that's the key.
So the next questions we came out, I think it's very interesting. I will let you start with this one. So how we can constantly improve problem solving skill?
Yes, that's a beautiful, beautiful question, and that's a bit what we're doing in our trainings and coaching sessions there. The sky is the limit. I cannot say, well, I already solved all the problems that we have in our hotel business. Why? Because they are coming new customers with new problems. The buyers now, co-buyers affected, the environment, a new hotel building next to you, a new competitor, new destination. People don't come to Vietnam for whatever reason, they go to. So this is constantly evolving. So the key here is the way you adapt to that changes. For me, I'm a firm believer that it's a constant change. That's what we're doing here. You are never the same person. Today, after looking at these videos, you probably change something inside of you. Because your brain is changing, you are, wow, maybe you get motivated, we hope so, that we motivate you in a way. Maybe you get depressed, and go, wow, what the hell? All these things that I never considered. Take advantage of all that. It's free, you lose nothing. One by one, take your friends, take your associates. Sit down with that person that you don't like much and start to like it. So this solves a lot of your problems. You will never be able to cover all the problems you have to. Sometimes the problem is too big. Me, I'm a very good friend. When I have a problem, I call John. And when I talk to him after the coffee, I have 50% of a problem. He has the other 50. It's simple as this, simple like this. And sometimes we need to share with 10% the problem, so each one gets a 10%. Sometimes I cannot solve the problem there, but let's split it. You can solve small problems, right? So a lot of small problems solve the big problem. Easy as that.
So this is a very good point. So let me just put it on in this one. So I think this is something Miguel just mentioned about. It's such a great way. So So when you want to constantly improve any skill, or it could be a problem solving skill, so there are two parts of it, okay? One is you. You means your self-learning. And the second one, you learn from others. This is so much important too. So one of the self-learning is you watching this video means you are learning. Carry on. Make sure that you learn almost every, I watch videos I watch video every possible day about problem solving because I want to get better. So this, I read books for what? Because I want to see how the problem that they have solved. There's a lot of great books out there and for problem solving. So I'm constantly reading, constantly learning from other webinars. I'm also learning for YouTube. YouTube is a great thing. There is a lot of tips I'm also sharing on John's Masud Parvez YouTube channel. Go to that and subscribe, and you can get a new idea, new skill every day into that video. Every day there's a new video coming in as well too. So you learn by reading, attending other workshops, and other one, let's say about you going to see other different kind of problem solving and forums and websites as well too. But here is the thing is very important. Most of the time people start doing this one, read it for 1-2 days, 1 week, and then they stop. And that's the horrible way you fail your learning program. Because if you do that, you'll never get better. Because people always love about the intensity. People love doing it for a few days, 4 or 5 days, 1 week, boot camp, 2 weeks, and they stop. That is not the way you can improve something on yourself. It needs a consistency.
Like the six-pack.
Yes. Everything in your life you need consistency. You want to build a six-pack here? Correct. You need to be consistent.
Correct.
You want to build a six-pack here in your brain? You want to be a problem solver? Like a six-pack? You want to be like a Hercules, can smash any problem wall and move forward? You need to be consistent to learning. Alright? So that's the thing you need to do. You. And the second is other thing. Ask advice.
Well,
just like people say that. Call up your friends. Like you said that. Call up your friends, have a coffee, and your problem already been solved. Maybe you got a lot of insight. Ask your peers. So learn from your friends, learn from your mentors, learn from your peer. How do you do this one? So whenever people get into a problem, normally they become like this. They become like microscopic. But it's not about only being microscopic. You need to deep down, look inside. At the same time, you need to see what other people are doing on that same kind of problem. And you can immediately grab what they are doing as a solution. You can bring it up. It's not copy guys. It's about learning. Right? You can see what they have done really well. Second thing, what thing they could do better, and bingo. You bring that one and add it on what can be done better and executing your problem. And that's the way you will fail. You will a lot of time fail. Because the thing is, if you're not failing means you're not even trying to improve. You need to fail. Because when it comes to fail, the two things you should be doing, learn from other failure and your own failure. You can learn a lot more from other failures than you have to learn less failure because you don't want to fail all the time, right? So focus about learning from other failure. So that's the way you can constantly improve your problem solving.
Well, I see sometimes also people that do not look at inside themselves, only look at others. Yeah. Oh, the problem is the market. The problem is the investor. We have no money. Yeah. Nobody helped me, and you don't really look on what are you doing. Did you set up your plan? Did you make your SWOT analysis, your pros, your cons? Do you know your niche market? You just was telling them here. Instead of going for 1 million poll, focus on your 20 related to you. That's the insight you're looking for, and doesn't require any effort. Only require you to be able to do it. If you don't want to do it, there's nothing you can do. It doesn't matter what John only says if you don't want to do it. But you're watching the video because you want to move ahead. That's the game.
Keep watching, keep watching. We keep sending you a lot of emails every 2-3 days with a lot of knowledge. Just grab them, put in your brain and start executing. So this is the third part. When you get, this is your learning process. And then you start practicing on your own problem, and that's how you constantly learning and improving your problem solving. So you gotta execute. It's not only listen, watch, and put in your brain, but you need to put it on in your present problem. And that is why your knowledge you're gonna turn to your skill, and that's how you constantly your skill will be improving. So this is the third one. You need to practice, put it on into work.
I think
put the knowledge into work.
You will not realize, and so when you're talking to all these other parts, the amount of data and feedback that will come to you, you will not realize the speed, the fast way you are improving yourself. But you have also to be ready to accept criticism. That's sometimes not easy. And people say, oh, I'm so perfect, I'm so good, I know my project really well. Yeah, but your project is for some customers and some peers, some mentors there. And these people, they need to give opinion about that. And not everybody will give you flowers. Some people will, it's terrible, what you're doing with that shirt and that video and that talk, everything is wrong. Well, maybe you should want to start from zero back again, maybe. But you have to be ready, and there is a lot of people who do never accept criticism. That's an issue too.
Yeah. You gotta learn about criticism and use the criticism to find an approach to improve. You can get a lot of idea. So the next question is very, very interesting. It's actually coming from one of the young team member named Tan. It's a question from Tan. So the question was, and Tan and V as well too. What should I do when my team members try to make excuses of their laziness? Should I do all my work my own in that situation?
No. I will say no, and I will let John share with you a little bit. I will say, we go back to what we were talking. This is about accountability. Think when you were going to school, you are 4 or 5 persons doing a project. It is not right, it's 4 do nothing, and you do the whole project for the 5. Because you're getting the grade, 5 of you will get the grade. But there is always people who, no, I'm lazy, I'm late, I have this issue, whatever. This is about accountability. You need to reinforce your team. You and your 4 or 5 members there, each of you are a team. And the team cannot complete the task if 20% or 25% of the team is not completed. So this is your job, A, B, C, D, everybody has a 25% and to be completed on this deadline. That, for me, the best advice is to set up this deadline before the real deadline, 1 week before. So you still have 1 week to back and forth, whatever, but you have to ensure that all team is focused and really, really involved into the project. Means I do my 25%, you do your 25%, and everybody do 25% is completed. If me and John will have a team, I do my 50, you do your 50, together we have 100. No excuses. This has to be clear from the beginning, because if not, it's never ending.
Yeah.
I'm always sick, I'm always busy, my Facebook, my motorbike, my family, cannot be.
So this is the thing, we will bring up some later, a great point on this one. Let me add value on this question as well too. So the thing is, when a lot of team members come in with lazy attitudes, there are a few things. There's a 2 things is preventive measure and cure measure. So let's talk about the cure first, because maybe you're already in a problem. So in this situation, try to set up more clarity in your team. Try to set up the plan. Make sure that all the plan you do it on, put it on, just don't communicate, but also communicate in the team meetings where you have the chat groups. You communicate on this one. So let's say there's a 3 days to commit something on this one. Instead of a deadline for that person for that task, and then you send a reminder as well too. So in this situation, everybody on the team know that person is responsible for that one, and that person is doing this one. So then, if the person keep missing out, you can also have a private chat with the person. Say, hey, what's going on, guys? Are you okay? You have a problem with your family? Maybe you have a problem with an exam. So if the person, then you can come to this one. You can give them additional time, or you can and inspire the person, or you can see that the person really cannot do it. Then you have to let the person go as well too. Because sometimes you have to let some people go. Because some people may have some problem. Maybe they lost their path, and maybe they need to read some books, and they need to face some outlier experience, and they will understand the value of being a part of your team, of your projects as well too. So and now I'm coming with the preventive. To prevent such situation, that be very picky in your project team. So you can have a lot of people on board in the willingly, but you can actually start to test them by giving them short-term goals. And you see who actually meet your short-term goals, they are your true key players. And one more thing, as a leader, you try to build the leadership culture among everyone. When you're a leader, you are not the only leader. Every member should be acting like a leader. When you are not even a leader, you should be acting like a leader. And when you can know that you can do this one in your own team, you're gonna be super successful. It's because when you are successful, your team is successful, you are getting all kind of appreciation and credit, and you don't want to lose this one. Like me, I leave probably for one reason is probably is getting appreciation, because I want to add values, and people say, "Thank you, John, what you have done." Oh, I love it, and this is bringing me more happiness than anything else, because my thing is I'm living for happiness, and appreciation bring me happiness. I live for happiness. I want to be more happy tomorrow than today. I want to be more happy today than yesterday. And I'm happy because I can share with you what I learned and with you, and it makes me happy. And tomorrow I want to do more things to get more happy too. And the appreciation of what is coming on the way make me more happier as well.
I will say this laziness related to the proposal, the question. I'm sure there is something behind this laziness. It has to be that you are not fully compromised with the team. Maybe the project is not attracting you enough. Maybe there is some reason behind, maybe some personal issue or whatever. So if you are the team leader or you are the head of the project, I would recommend, as John said, sit down with this person, analyze what are the pros and cons. Maybe you can help in some issues. Listen, I'm facing problem finding data. Maybe you can help or support. But if not, if the reason is something that is out of your control or related to other third parties, maybe an option to let him go or replace by another team member. But I would say first, try to support. We always do our best to people who's struggling in whatever situation. Listen, all leaders, we go there and we bring you up. And when I'm down for whatever reason, all my leaders come in and bring me up. And that's a way that nobody's down ever.
So for this one, let's say you can also use a project management tool, which is very, very useful. You can use different, most of the time, oh my God, project management is going to cost a lot of money. No, you live in 2020 and most of the project management runs a freemium package. So you can use, I'm going to mention some of them. You can use Trello, it's unlimited accounts you can use with 10 boards, and you can manage your project structure. Nobody probably doesn't know how to use Trello, but it's super easy. Go to the YouTube and search how to use Trello, and next 15 minutes, you and your all team member is pro. Or you can use another tool, let's say Asana. It's also like up to 10 accounts is free, and you can use that tool to manage your projects, and that's why you can manage the clarity, and you also make sure that you communicate to the people who are lazy when they are missing the deadline, how it's going to impact the overall success of the teammates. That's the way you really need to communicate, because sometimes when somebody in a corner, maybe they're not looking at the big picture. So as a team member or a team leader, you focus on that thing to make sure that, hey, if you're not doing this one, how is it going to impact the overall success of the team? And you don't want to be part of the failure, right? You are here because you want to be successful. You want to make the team successful, right? And you want to be a member of a successful team, not a failure team.
This is like a boat. Yeah. The captain can sink the boat, but the sailors can sink. You call it the Titanic. The Titanic just sank there because the sailor just failed to detect the iceberg, whatever there. So that's a team. It's not me or you. No, we all here. We have to achieve. That's the goal. Everybody's clear. It's compromise. So from there we go. Clear.
One more very interesting question. This is something I want to start with, Miguel. So the question is, kindly advise me how to manage a team with different characteristics. In this time, some difficulty about business, so what we should do, how we can manage the expectation of our owner as well. It's coming a question from a manager.
Well, characteristics will always be different. As we said before, humans, we are different, customers also, environment also. Now we have some impact, and in few months we'll have other impacts. Bigger or hopefully smaller than the one we are suffering now. But there is something out of your hands. This is very difficult to want to control. But I will say, if you're working for your owner there, are your goals and owner goals fully aligned? Same path. Say, if the owner or the company of the owner or the plan of the owner has these issues, that's the plan moving forward. These are the same goals that you are having or are different. That's important because sometimes people is working and you don't really know where you're going. It's like chicken or head. You don't really know where you're going. So to align this, very important. From there, will be good also to know to all your team these goals. When these goals are aligned, you have to tell to all your team members, if you are a manager, manager, all your supervisors, all your captains, all your assistants. That's the goal that we want to achieve. So everybody knows why are we doing things towards that goal. That I will be key. Sometimes it's part of communication. People don't know why we are cutting things like this, because we do sushi. Oh, okay. But you need to know. With the sushi, we put it on the plate, and that's why you cut in the salmon. But if you don't explain, sometimes it's difficult. Why do we need to cut the salmon this way? No, because the customers that they want is sashimi, and so that's the key.
So here is it's a very good point, and let me add in one other with this as well too. You really need to focus about if you're a manager, you understand what is the characteristic of each of the team members, and that is where you find out how you can communicate in the best possible way. So you may have 5 or 3 characteristics with a team of 5 people. So you need to have your different communication. You cannot be the same way communicate to everyone. It's not about being fair. It's about how you can communicate. It doesn't mean that you want to be more softer or you want to be more giving more favor. No, it's not. Communication, different way of communication is not about offering extra favor, but it's actually how you can communicate with them. And now you can do this way, and that we can make it work. At the same time, just don't pick the people, because you are a manager, right? So you're interviewing the people to build your team. So you don't pick the people, maybe even very competent in your work, but you think that this is not fit to your team culture and to you as well as a manager too. So don't pick the person in your team. Maybe even excellent, but still not the right fit for you. So let the person go and let the person work in a place where they can actually have the right manager. So if you already have a team, you join a company and you have a team, so you can actually have feedback. You can have sit down with the person and say, look, hey, this is the way characteristic, this is the thing came along, this is your attitude was not really good for the teammate. Before it was like this, the team was different, but now I join as a new manager and this is the way I'm setting up the goal and the culture of my team. I want my team member to have these attitudes, this high performance attitude. So talk about something, your team vision, what you're trying to achieve. Don't say a point to point, okay? Tell this is the goal and I want you to reflect to that goal. And when you're reflecting to the goal, what kind of change you are going to make for that? You just ask that question. And then the person, maybe you can send this question by email and tell the person, okay, think about the next 3 days, how you can align with this one, and then you meet me in 3 days. On that day, you can book a calendar meeting, and then you can listen from the person. And it's much easier rather you think and tell, they are giving their way of thinking.
I think if we talk about personal characteristics there, I would recommend you to do this sun chart we were talking before, with each of the persons behind you, below you, because each one has its own good things. I'm very good at customer relationship, another one is good at purchasing, the other one is marketing plan, the other one is operation. And try to assign your duties or your projects to the most qualified member of your team. Yeah? So if one likes to interact with customers a lot, maybe that person should be doing the sales or the marketing or the interviews with our customers. Sometimes in many companies, this is shared random. Means we have to do this. You will do this, you will do that, you will do that, you will do that, without checking. If you are good at that, do that and enjoy doing it. You are good at that, just take the project and enjoy doing it. And that's why everybody feels really satisfied. And at the end, we all add in and we get the 100% there. And if this is a personal issue, sit down with each of your members and take the best and the worst. You tell them, what are you not good at? Oh, I'm not good at talking. Okay, so maybe that person needs to be at the back of the office. Another one, oh yes, me, I love customer interaction. So maybe you are at the front of the office. And after we split the assignment into small pieces. So each one achieves, at the end we achieve all. Looks simple, talking, but I would say this is about knowing your teammates better.
Yeah, so this is something very, most of the time the people who never been a manager, normally they gotta learn things, and it's normal guys, you have to learn, right? So that's why I've been talking about previously, how you can focus the continuously learn. It's about learning about problem solving, learning about management skill, learning about leadership. It's all about like you're working in a gym and you're building more muscle. More you practice, more you try, more you learn from the books, from other people, and practicing your thing, and that's how you're gonna get better. So look, we're almost coming to the last point of this this Q&A section. I would love to continue answering more questions here right now, but we want to be time conscious. So we pick some of the best question and answer. But however, the stream is still on. You keep asking your questions, and team will comment you or probably will give you a right video tutorial links so you can carry on and learn. So the last thing I want to talk about, whatever we spend these 2 hours, we gave you our experience, our knowledge. You grab it in your brain and you process it, and don't just put it in your brain, but process it and execute in your project. Put in your projects. Whatever you learn, execute in your project. Because if you don't execute in your project, you don't learn and you don't get better. So this is where people always watch a lot of things and do a lot of, go to different conferences, go to different webinars, and they don't execute those things in their thing. At the same time, ask questions. You can send us the questions at office@healthrevolution.org. If you want to part of the question about this one, we do our best to answer with you. Maybe if you want Miguel to answer here, I think he will love to answer you as well too. Send out your questions, comment the live streamings in Facebook page, and then we'll love to answer you. And it's been a pleasure to be with you. And then the next workshops is coming in project management is the coming weekend, and we'll be doing live streaming as well, like today. So what kind of project management challenging you are having right now, start working on this one and put it on in your notes so you can come into the next live streaming session and ask your project challenge in project management, and you can get the session from the external mentors. And I would love to be in the Q&A section, and we'll do our best possible way to help you, because the only thing we want you own your projects, you make your project successful, and you make your project impactful so you can have more skill, problem solving, presentation, and project management skills, so which can make you a better employable or which can make you a better entrepreneur, so we can build your own social project, social enterprise, or even startup. It's all about you, because all we want you become successful in your life and make a positive impact for everyone and make the world a better place. And thank you very much. Do you want to say?
No, I will be listening next week. I will be on the project management. I will be online there, just listening to the experts, because that's a learning process for me too. It's never enough there, and you always get new ideas. Most of the questions you've been asking really, really interesting, and this question has been the same questions asked at top managerial level in some CEO, general manager meetings. So I see some of you already have the capability and you see the vision of where you're going there. So I see it's a brilliant future ahead. I always try to be very optimistic there. Whatever situation is bad, there is always solution for 99% of things, always. Let's keep 1% there in case some things happen there. 99% of things are solution. You just need to split down and find the right people to work. And we already. So see you soon, guys.
Alright guys, it has been a pleasure to be here, and thank you very much, Miguel.
Thank you.
For your a lot of energy and passion. On the behalf of everyone, I'm saying thank you.
Thank you.
And it has been a pleasure to have you here and sharing your energy. And I believe that it's going to be a great value. See you guys and see you in the next workshop. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much.